Alright, Shalom. Want to begin by giving all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Alright, double honor to our beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And Shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. It's the brother Itazawan from the GMS Columbus, Ohio branch. Coming back again with another video through the Spirit, Lord willing it is edifying. And pretty much just wanted to tap into some things, concerning the slander of GMS, all right, which was sparked by the exposing of Deacon, all right, and in that, a series of claims, etc., has been put upon, GMS, beginning with our apostles on down, and ultimately is concerning, the words from Guerrilla Hebrew, and his claim to, again, ridicule, what is being taught here at GMS. All right, and in particular concerning how we treat families, our immediate family, so on and so forth. Okay. And, through the Spirit, I just wanted to ultimately give my testimony on what I've been taught and ultimately what I have seen in my roughly 5 years being in this ministry on how brothers treat their families, so on and so forth. And I can tell you this, just off rip, one of the first bigger camps that I visited or got to see was GMS Cleveland. All right, and in particular, dealing with the elder Thamyad, all right, he has a decent batch of children. All right, in the first, man's house that I, got to, be attendance in was, the elder Thamyad, met those brothers, GMS Cleveland. And, ultimately, I've never been in a setting where, the children in particular knew to come and greet me, saluted me in the Hebrew, Shalom, etc., and were very, very well behaved, so on and so forth. Okay? And again, I'm just bringing up certain examples and testimonies on brothers who bring their children around, who ultimately fight for their children as well. All right? And, even dealing with, women, so on and so forth. All right? Brothers, deal correctly, man. All right, and ultimately with balance, all right, because there is a balance in this thing of ours, all right. But here in GMS, we don't teach to neglect your children, to neglect your wife, or your woman, if she wants to deal with you. Now, again, everyone's situation is peculiar, based upon what the Lord has ordained for them. All right, some brothers are meant to be alone. Some brothers, aren't, in good standings with their family. All right, some brothers are. All right, some brothers get to see their children. Some brothers on child support. All right, it's a balance in this ministry, man. All right, and ultimately, again, every situation varies, okay? But then again, on the flip, that's why the scriptures, all right, is our teacher and our schoolmaster, because ultimately, through wisdom, we can apply wisdom in all our situations and move accordingly. All right. So, through the Spirit, I just wanted to tap into that. Okay. And, just get some balance, first and foremost on how we deal. Okay. And what we have been taught here in GMS, beginning our apostles on down. And again, like I said, if you know brothers and see brothers, you'll know that ultimately, again, brothers deal correctly and brothers deal in the scriptures. All right, and if they don't, Jake's going to get rebuked, because here in GMS, again, we go to the scriptures for all of our needs, counsels, all right, and we weigh things in a balance, may cast lots, so on and so forth. That's how we move, okay? All right, we let the Spirit guide us, all right, but through the Spirit, let's just go into it with balance, all right, and let's deal with both sides of the spectrum again. The scriptures speak about, real quick, let's get 1 Timothy 5 and 8. Okay. It's 1 Timothy 5 and 8. I'm going to go A and P. It says, if anyone fails to provide for his own, and especially for those of his own house or his own family, Slakia, he has denied the faith by disregarding its precepts, and is worse than an unbeliever who fulfills his obligation in these matters, right? So, again, we push brothers to take care of your family, take care of your business, be prudent, save your, be a citizen. All right, be a citizen. All right, now of course I don't mean we're of this world or we're solely tied to this world, but as the scriptures read in Romans 13, let's go to Romans 13 real quick. All right, it speaks about ultimately how we are to conduct ourselves while we're in this captivity. This is Romans 13 at the top. I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to go A and P. It says, let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from the Most High, granted by his permission and sanction. And those which exist have been put in place by the Most High. Therefore, whoever resists governmental authority resists the ordinances of the Most High, and those who have resisted it will bring judgment, civil penalty on themselves, right? So again, we push, follow the rules in Esau's kingdom. Take care of your family, handle your business. We push these things, man. We understand that ultimately we are in captivity. We are subject, to the powers that be until, he crosses that line, okay? And we already know what line that is, forcing that MOTB upon us. That's when we draw the line. Yeah, we'll give him his taxes. I will, pay into his system. Like the scriptures say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. All right, this is his kingdom. These are his rules, and we have to abide by them as long as they don't go against the ultimate authority, the ultimate law of the land, which is the Holy Bible, the scriptures. Okay, that's when we draw the line. All right, but if his ways are contrary to the law in some regard, his rules, system, so on and so forth, then we follow him. Okay, and like I said, I just bring that out because here in Babylon the Great, you are supposed to take care of your family, and that's just a norm. All right, and like I said again, brothers do that to the best of their ability, taking care of family, wives, children. All right, I know brothers personally who deal in this matter. All right, but then like I said, on the flip side, you got brothers who don't have access to their family or don't have a family at all, so to speak. Maybe because of the ministry, things went left, and that's going to happen. Real quick, let's get that. One's foe. I put whoa, Salaki. And the B, everything got to be right to the T. Let's see, type in foe. Oh, let's go to another Bible. What's that? Is that Matthew 5 or is it Matthew 10? Goodness gracious. Is it Matthew 10? Give me 1 second, find this precept. Or is it 13? Yep. No, it's 10. Con. All right, so this is Matthew, the 10th chapter. And this is red letter. Let's start at 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right, so you have peculiar situations, man. All right, but again, like I said, first and foremost, we push brothers take care of your family. All right, follow Esau Edom's rules, because again, if you don't take care of your family, you're liable to be on child support. All right, now you're in debt. All right, now you're in a position to be civilly arrested. So on and so forth. That's why we push Jake. Hey, follow the rules, man. All right, so again, we don't push Jake to not take care of their family because we know ultimately what that can bring: strife in the family. All right, contention with the N-dub, the nigga woman, or Jake's demon at the house. You see? So again, we teach these things and we push these things, but again, it's balance, man, because ultimately the Lord is coming to bring division upon the planet. All right, and again, I was listening to the Elder Manasseh talk about concerning this situation. If these people are hindering you to be all in for this ministry, then hey, you got to cut him off. All right, and it's going to go into it further here, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, right? But the scripture on the flip side says, honor thy father and thy mother. You see? So again, we push these things. Honor your father and your mother. Take care of your mom, your dad. When they get old, you got to take care of them. All right? Real quick, let me go to Sirach, the 3rd chapter concerning that. Just Sirach 3. Yep, Sirach 3. At the top it says, hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter that ye may be safe. For Yahweh have given thee father honor over the children, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins, and he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure. Right? So again, brothers practice this, man. But then again, you got demons who be on our parents, who scoff and laugh at us, mock at us, mock what we into. All right, now again, that's not for everybody's situation, but some brothers it is. May have kicked you out when you came into the ministry. Who knows, man? All right, but again, this is why we use the scriptures to guide us, all right, and to give us answers, all right, to the issues that we may have in the flesh, man. Because trouble is going to come in the flesh. These things will come. All right, and again, you have to choose a side. You down for Yahweh Bahashim and Hawashai, or, you know, you want to be pleasing to the family, be a family man, so on and so forth. And even still, even brothers who do got families or are all in to their families, is still a wall. Because what? Jake got to focus on prophecy. Jake has work to do. And then again, see, on the flip side, that's when, you know, that's where tunnel vision, so on and so forth, comes into play as well. Because what? You know, you got to be focused on the kingdom. All right. And pray the Lord have mercy on your family. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's a balance, man. It's a fine line. All right. And you have to find that sweet, you know, medium. All right. You know, but again, every brother's, you know, case is different. You see? It says, he that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient to Yahweh shall be a comfort to his mother, right? But then again, on the flip, you got to think, we're in a society where our fathers and mothers don't follow Yahweh Bahashim and Hawashai. You see? They're in captivity. They're slaves to their mind. You know, they're, you know, stubborn and, you know, of this world. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, it's a fine line. You see? Some brothers may have had to step away from fam because of, you know, like I said, inner turmoil, strife. Okay? All right? Because like I said, the scriptures say honor the father and your mother, but the scriptures also read, how it go? I'm trying to think of the scripture. This is called sin. Let me see if I can find this precept. Is it parents? I think it's... Man, I gotta find it. But Lord willing, it come to me. Okay, because again, you got wicked parents out here, man. You know, childish parents. You know, a lot of our, you know, parents childish, you know, taught us, you know, wrong and, you know, grew up fucked up and, you know, had us young. You know what I'm saying? So it's... You know, again, we're in a very, very peculiar situation, a peculiar captivity in Babylon the Great, where, again, we weren't, you know, brought up in the correct way at all. And through generations upon generations, all right, we have lost our heritage, we have lost our way. Family structure isn't the same. Dealing with women isn't the same. Having children isn't the same. Nothing is the same. Real quick, let's go to Psalms 82 and 6 real quick, or not 6 but 4 or 5. This is Psalms 82:5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Right? Everything. Real quick, let's say they walk on in darkness of complacent satisfaction. All the foundation of the earth, the fundamental principles of the administration of justice are shaken, right? So, ultimately all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Everything is out of whack, man. Here in Esau, Edom's kingdom, man. All right, again, people have been indoctrinized and enslaved, by this Edomite for centuries now. Okay, so again, everything is different, man. And again, that's why we have to use the scriptures, all right, to navigate, all right, in our walk as we, roam, through this captivity, man. You see? So again, every, brother's situation is peculiar. I'll read some more of this. Verse 7, he that feareth Yahweh will honor his father and will do service unto his parents. As to his masters, honor thy father and mother both in word and in deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. Right. So we push these things. All right. We to the best of our abilities follow these things with balance. Okay, with balance, because again, we can't let these things take us away from doing the work of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, which is our main goal and objective, because our parents can't grant us salvation. All right, like scripture say, work out thy own salvation with fear and trembling. But anyways, let's go back here real quick. We at Matthew 10 and 37. It says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Right, and you got to then go into it further, because the apostles represent exactly how a man who was seeking after Yahweh Shai's life is going to be. It's going to come with sacrifice. It's going to come with forsaking. It's going to come with letting things go, and that may be family. All right, that may be, children, okay, so on and so forth. Matthew 19, I'm going to start at 28. Let me start at 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. So like you said in 27, we have forsaken all and followed thee. And it's going to go into a list of things that they have let go, but ultimately will receive back. And like I said, in hundredfold, or as it reads, 100-fold, once Yahweh Shai establishes his throne on the planet Earth, man. Verses 29, and everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Nothing that is in this life can compare to what we will receive if we stay faithful and true to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You see? Because like I said, ultimately, the things that, we're trying to hold, or, people try to hold on here, you're going to lose, man, and it's tainted. It isn't, like I said, it isn't pure. We want everything to be pure, so I'm willing to sacrifice everything, my whole fucking life, whatever that pertains, in order to obtain these things, man. That's what sacrifice is, man. Okay? Yahweh Shai wasn't all up his parents' ass. He didn't have children. Okay? You see? So, again, he was about his father's business, likewise us. But like I said, it comes with balance. You see, it's balance, man. All right, so I'm going to get up off of here, man. Just wanted to do a quick video. I may go into some more precepts concerning it, a little later. But again, like I said, here at GMS, we are advocates of, hey, if your family's dealing correctly and you can, be cordial with your family, hey, by all means, do it. All right, if not, the hell with them. And it's just that straightforward. If you can deal with them, deal with them. If you can't, hey, goodbye. Say goodbye. Keep on moving. See? That's it. That's all, man. So, with that, gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakwadash. All right, double honor to our beloved elders and apostles. Of great millstone, shalom to all elect, and shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth for sincerity. I'll say shalom, Kwame Yasharala.